The wait is finally over, and the moment carries a buzz you can feel through every Barcelona group chat and timeline. 19-year-old Rooney Bardghji, a summer capture who has been training, scoring in friendlies and quietly building momentum behind the scenes, has been cleared to play, and that alone turns the Valencia match into must-watch television. When you think about what Barcelona have been searching for on the right flank, it's less about an immediate superstar and more about unpredictability, pace and someone who can cut inside and finish. Bardghji ticks those boxes. He arrives with a reputation earned in Copenhagen, a teenager who wasn't afraid to step up in senior games, who has already shown a calmness on the ball that belies his years. His recent performances with Sweden under-21s, cool penalties and decisive contributions were not just viral highlights, they were reminders that he arrives match-ready, not raw and overwhelmed. The backstory matters because it shapes expectations. Barcelona signed him in July to a multi-year deal after watching his trajectory. He's not a speculative youth piece but a young pro with first-team experience. That said, the opening of the La Liga season did not go exactly as planned. Paperwork and registration complications meant he missed the initial match days, a frustrating administrative delay that left fans and pundits asking whether Barca would be able to use him straight away. Now with the ink sorted and his name officially eligible, the script flips. The immediate drama is delicious. A player who's been visible in training and pre-season suddenly available on a weekend filled with pressure matches, and Barcelona's schedule only intensifies after that. For Hansi Flick, this is a puzzle piece that could slot in when minutes are tight and rotations are necessary across La Liga and the Champions League. Tactically, what does Bardghji bring? In the simplest terms, angled runs from the right that can open up space for overlapping full-backs, the willingness to take defenders on, and a left-footed finish when he cuts inside. That's valuable next to creative players and gives Flick options that differ from Lamine Yamal's explosive but oftentimes central influence. Yamal will likely remain a starter and a match winner, but rotation is essential in a congested calendar. And that's where Bardghji becomes more than a bench novelty. Imagine a late substitution when opponents are tiring, fresh direct runs at full backs, a player who can relieve pressure and add a different attacking rhythm. If he can combine with the midfield runners and fullbacks quickly, he turns from an unknown into a tactical advantage. Of course, debuts are thin threads, a few touches a chance that falls kindly, or two spectacular flashes that change perception. What matters in that first appearance is not just a goal, though it would be headline-making, but how he communicates with teammates, his decision-making under pressure, and his defensive willingness to track back. Fans should watch where Flick places him, whether on the touchline to pin backs or more inverted to combine centrally. Those choices will show how the coach plans to integrate him across competitions. There's also an off-the-ball story: confidence. A young player who strides forward with belief can lift a team. A hesitant one can get swallowed. Bardghji's previous senior minutes suggest he leans toward the former. Beyond the tactical frames, there's a broader, season-level implication. Barcelona have felt the strain of roster limits and financial rules in recent windows. Younger, hungry signings who can immediately contribute are gold. Bardghji not only bolsters depth, but also represents a low-risk, high-upside investment. Minutes now could accelerate his development and the club's options later in the campaign. If he performs, expect chatter about squad rotation, transfer savvy, and perhaps a recalibration of how Flick deploys wing resources. If he struggles, it's a gentle reminder that adaptation takes time and the club must be patient. But even then, his presence will be useful across a 50-plus match season. So when the Johan Cruyff Stadium lights go up and the teams announce their lists, this weekend is one to keep an eye on for reasons beyond a single result. It's the first real data point in the story of a player many expect to be talked about for years to come. Bardghji's debut would be a small drama with potentially big ripples. A new avenue for goals, a tactical headache for opponents, and one more narrative thread in Barcelona's long campaign. For fans, the best approach is a blend of excitement and measured observation. Cheer loud, watch closely, but remember that true impact is measured in consistent contributions, not a single headline. Still, mark the moment, this kid has arrived, and whether he explodes onto the scene or simply gives Flick another weapon, Sunday will tell us which version of the story we're witnessing.